You know, the news is so bad, it's unbelievable. I don't believe that we've seen the end of the Madoff affair, the Citigroup affair, which is bankrupt, incidentally. And I'm getting very, very bad reports on J.P. Morgan Chase. They're bankrupt, too, which means Goldman's bankrupt. And there's just a whole bunch of them that are. And selectively, the government's going to come in and save them with your money. You're responsible. And I understand there's a movement afoot to sue the United States government on a class action basis because they're doing things which are unconstitutional in saving banks and GE and GM. And, you know, it's illegal. All of these takeovers and all of these lending of money is illegal. I mean, even Bush said yesterday on television that, well, you know, we broke the law, but we had to save the country. Yeah, give me a break, you know. It's just the same excuse in war, you know, collateral damage. And we killed 9,000 people, but we killed 2 of the enemy. I mean, this is the mindset. You're working with people who are arrogant, rich, in control, basically corrupt and evil, and absolutely pathologically insane. Some of them get off easy. They're only sociopaths. They believe all of their own lies. This is what we're dealing with here. The Paulsons and the Bernankes and the Greenspans and on. All the politicians, with minor exception, they're just arch criminals. There's just no other way to paint them. And I knew that after having worked for 28 years with them. Of course, I was not very popular. Because they said, well, you can't do that. It's against the rules, against the law. And they said, you look the other way and you mind your own business. Of course, they never threatened me because I always carried. I had a valise I used to bring into work every single day with a 357 in it. And they all knew it. You know, they attack me, I shoot back. And that's a fact. I'm not making up a story here. I never, ever went out a weapon illegally. You know, when you have a corporatist, fascist government, just like the Nazis had in Germany, you got to expect these things. This is the kind of government you have. You have no control over your government anymore. It's over. About 97% of Congress is either on the take or they've been compromised. And there's nothing you can do about it except overthrow the government. I mean, that's the only alternative you have. Either that or you're going to have to live in your knees. And not enough Americans were willing to do something to stop that. And that's the position we're in right now. And that's why there is a movement among people who understand what's going on to purchase gold and silver physical assets. And it's not only happening in America, it's happening all over the world. They all got the same problem. They all have governments that will not respond to them, respond to the people. And so it's kind of a dead-end street. And so these interest rates, there's 4.5%, 5%, all of those loans to the FOICs under 720 are going to be done by the FHA. The FHA is you. You're the one that's going to have to pay for it. I mean, isn't that terrific? I mean, what are we talking about? I don't know. 10, 20, maybe $30 trillion? I mean, these numbers are astronomical. Your country's broke, and you're broke. The only thing that you have that's valuable, besides your family, is your gold and silver, and your weapons, and your food, and your water filter. I mean, that's what it all boiled down to. We've been talking about it for a long time, and that's where we're headed. Get another stooge going to take over as president to do exactly as he's told. We're not going to get any changes. And we will have a major war. Looks like right now Pakistan may be the place. That'll spread into India. And they'll have that going for a long time. They'll spend another, I don't know, 5, 10 trillion. I mean, what's a trillion here and a trillion there? It doesn't mean anything anymore. What's Ev Dirksen in 48 said, what's a billion here and a billion there? I mean, it doesn't mean anything. Well, Ev is long gone to wherever he went. And People who lived in 1948, like myself, I was 13 then, cannot envision what's going on today. It is so beyond the imagination of anyone that such a thing could happen. It's just mind-boggling. And we're looking at very troubled times. And so interest rates will come down, and they will give those houses away. And the people who can't make their payments, they will leave them in the houses, and the government will own them. And I predicted this 4.5 to 5 years ago. I said half of the houses in the United States will be nationalized, and it will belong to the government, the people. All the losses will be absorbed, and people will be let to live in them. Eventually, they'll charge them rent, and then the next step will be the consolidation of housing. They haven't got around to that yet. That's the next step. Maybe 4 or 5 years from now, if they're still in power. It's their intention to take people who are in these foreclosed government homes, which would be half the homes in the country. Because it's not only the foreclosed ones, but it's the other ones that are on time, 30-year mortgage or whatever. Because only about 48% of the homes in America are paid for, and nothing is owed except, taxes. And so we're looking at a government that's going to be able to tell people, look, you don't have a job, you can't pay the rent, and so we're going to move you out of this house and move you this one over here. You're in St. Louis, we're going to move you over to Chicago, and you're going to live in a house with 2 other families. Oh, it's going to be just wonderful. You Americans wanted it, you got it. And of course, sooner or later, all your money will be put on a cipher. And if you argue with the government, your debit card won't work. And so you get the kind of government you deserve. And that's exactly what you're going to get. And that's where all of this is going. And I'm sorry to say, I've been right about almost everything.